Unfortunately, got the penalty, brings up this 3rd and long.
Under 6 minutes remaining. 3rd down and 13. Panthers must get to midfield. They trail by 3. Walker on 3rd down. Throws. It's caught by Moore for a Panthers first down. DJ Moore to the Atlanta 42-yard line, a 21-yard connection.
And DJ Moore does a phenomenal job of, 1, overcoming Shi Smith running the wrong route. 2, still keeping a concentration to get the football going up against Darren Hall. They tried to bring the nickel on a pressure. They pick it up well. Gives P.J. Walker just enough time to get it to his main guy, DJ Moore.
Big second half for Moore. He's caught the last 4 thrown his way. Has 5 receptions for 90 yards. New set of downs. Foreman. Flag. And now a second penalty marker. Not a 3rd.
And a 4th. Just in case you didn't see the other 5.
All of the officials emptying their pockets.
All right, so we have one of the penalties should be Richie Grant.
There were fouls by both teams on the play. Holding, offense number 79. Personal foul, face mask, defense number 27. These fouls offset, replay, first down.
Well, there you go. That's the rookie, Ikem Nkwanyu. He's actually been having a pretty good season. He's held his own on that side. Going up against a very aggressive Lorenzo Carter. I can understand that challenge. Play in and play out.
Offsetting penalties. Under 5 minutes on the clock. From the Atlanta 42, it's Brown. Down to the Falcons' 39-yard line. Atlanta with a 3-point lead. Carolina tied the score on their last possession. Foreman's second touchdown. And then he added the 2-point conversion. Koo with a 30-yard field goal for Arthur Smith's Falcons. The winner of this game will be in first place all alone, thanks to tiebreakers in the NFC South.
And this has been a hard-fought game. See the Panthers, 355 total yards of offense.
Play action. Walker
smart
throws it into the ground. He saw Timothy Horn coming.
That's a nice heads-up play by Abdullah Anderson.
Now there is a flag thrown at the end of the play. Potential illegal receiver downfield.
Yeah, well,
there
that's
is no intentional grounding because there was a receiver in the area. However, ineligible receiver downfield number 70. This is a 5-yard penalty.
That's Brady Christensen again.
Yeah, and it's not his fault. Abdullah Anderson, we just circled, he did a tremendous job of awareness, realizing it was a screen, so he just played Deontay Foreman man. And so P.J. Walker saw that, had to hold on to the ball a little longer. When you do that, the offensive linemen are already downfield, ready to block somebody. So that's really a great job all the way around by awareness, stopping your rush of Abdullah Anderson, picking up Deontay Foreman man, and then causing that next penalty of illegal man downfield.
So it is now 2nd down and 13. Another flag. False start.
False start. Offense number 84. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
Stephon Sullivan. Carolina's 6th penalty here in the second half.
That's visible frustration by Wilkes. You see it on his face. They're killing themselves. They can't do that.
Second down and 18.
Yeah.
From midfield. P.J. Walker on 2nd down. Throws, it's caught. And Marshall picks up a first down and more. Terrace Marshall still going. Finally brought down at the 10-yard line after a 40-yard catch and run.
Terrace Marshall running away from Isaiah Oliver. And this is so hard for a defender where you cannot look back at the quarterback. You just need to make the tackle. Once you're already beaten by leverage, at that point, just go and make the tackle. Terrace Marshall, that is a strong man. Look at him just really run through that arm tackle of P.J. Oliver and then getting more yards. You talk about needing a big play at the right time. Way to show up for your offense, Terrace Marshall.
From the 11 on first down, it's Foreman. And he's tackled from behind. Michael Walker makes the play.
And another
flag comes in at the end of the play.
Illegal shift, offense number 2. Did not get set before the snap. This penalty is declined. It's second down.
That's on DJ Moore. They lose a yard on the play, so Falcons decline the penalty. Second down and 11.
We just saw a little bit of Steve Wilks. He's talking to his offense and telling them, look, let's get simple plays. We don't have to do all this crazy stuff. We're in field goal range. We have the opportunity to tie if we get to a fourth down situation. All this other extra dressing that we're putting on these plays, we don't need them.
From the 12, here's Foreman. Foreman inside the 5, still going to the end zone. Touchdown! Foreman's 3rd touchdown today.
That is a grown man running the football. Steve Wilks, I will admit I am wrong when Steve Wilks said that he reminded him of Derrick Henry, and I chuckled at him. Oh, I was wrong. My bad. My bad. That is a grown man. That is good football. Watching D'Onta Foreman shine the way he has against a good Falcons defense, too.
So the Panthers trade Christian McCaffrey to San Francisco.
It's that same cutback, man. I'm telling you, as a linebacker, it is so hard to imagine a big guy like D'Onta Foreman able to cut back that far on the backside of the center and then get top speed within a heartbeat. Look at the secondary doesn't want to tackle him. You see them all going low. It's the fourth quarter. I told you, they don't want to tackle that man up top, especially not in the fourth quarter.
So Foreman replacing McCaffrey as the starter. Back-to-back huge games. 145 yards from scrimmage against Tampa Bay last Sunday. And here in Atlanta this afternoon, 111 yards, averaging 5 per carry. And he has reached the end zone 3 times.
Yeah, so now it is safe to say when Steve Wilks was a secondary coach a few years back, and he said he went to D'Onta Foreman in the elevator and told him, you know, it may not be my place to say this, but you should be getting at least 15 touches a game. And sure enough, he gets the opportunity to give him those touches, and he is making the most of it.
Highly entertaining second half here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Winner moves into first place. Seesaw battle, and now it's the Panthers leading by 4 with just over 3 minutes remaining.
Yeah, we've gotten everything we wanted. Great running game. Offense has done well. Defenses have stepped up when they needed to. You have players that are really shining that you haven't heard about lately or haven't heard about much at all. And all of a sudden you can see the athleticism coming to shine for running backs and D'Onta Foreman. Look at Marcus Mariota and what he's done. 10 for 10, 11 of 11. He's been lights out too.
Completed 12 straight earlier. Now Mariota going deep, looking for Drake London, and that is broken up. C.J. Henderson, no flags.
Nice job, C.J. Henderson. What I like is that he doesn't panic. He looks right up for the football, just like Drake London does, waiting for him to look up as he does, locates the football, and makes a play on the football as opposed to panicking and then trying to tackle Drake London for pass interference.
2nd and 10. Exactly 3 minutes remaining. Carolina with touchdowns from D'Onta Foreman on their last 2 possessions. have taken a 4-point lead. And now Mariota complete. It's Algier. Steps away from Louvu and picks up a first down. Forced out of bounds by Shaq Thompson. Gain of 16.
Yeah, now this is where Louvu, he has to be smarter. If you're in man coverage, you cannot play around with a guy like Algier. Algier is known to break tackles. That is what he does. That is his claim to fame. You've got to go and hug him a lot faster.
From the 41. 2:52 remaining. Mariota on first down. Hangs in the pocket. Can't find anyone. Backpedaling. And now he throws, and London makes the catch for another Falcons first down. Jackson shaken up. 17-yard pass play. What a catch by London.
What a catch, and what a way for Mariota to buy time. As you see Jackson down, Mariota actually brings everyone in once that snug formation. Was going to try to hit the over out. Nothing there, so he says, okay, let me not just run the football. Let me buy some time. Nice and savvy, and Drake London with his 6'5" basketball frame comes into Mariota's picture, and that's a great catch. Talk about catch radius. That's it right there, man. All hands for that catch.
Drake London, the rookie first-round pick out of USC, his third reception. The Saints have won their game 24-0 over the Raiders. So if the Panthers win, there would be a four-way tie at 3-5, although the Panthers would be the first-place team due to the tiebreakers, but all four of the division would have the same record.
That's the first time it would have happened since 1987. I was 5 years old. Wow. Jackson, good to see that he's walking off.
Keith Taylor replacing Jackson, and now more flags. False start.
Yeah, if you could read Arthur Smith's lips, he was scratching his head about as much as we are up here, trying to figure out how do you have a false start coming off of that injury, and you had nothing but time to get your play in.
False start, offense number 68. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still first down. Please reset the game clock to 2:26.
Elijah Wilkerson. So the Falcons, with 2:26 remaining, they have all three timeouts, trailing by 4. A win by Atlanta, and they would be all alone in first place with a record of 4-4. They host the Chargers next week. Remember, these teams will meet again, Jonathan, in 11 days. Thursday Night Football in Charlotte. First and 15. Mariota complete. It's Demir Bird inside the 25.
Oh my God.
Still going. Bird, the former Panther, touchdown to give Atlanta the lead.
Where did he come from, Kenny? Oh my God, he was shot out of a cannon. Literally lightning in a bottle. Demir Bird, they saved the best for last, or the fastest for last. Oh my goodness. He just sits down in the zone, and everyone's kind of just slow playing it. C.J. Henderson's trotting, as he should not be doing. Xavier Woods not realizing how fast he is. Oh my God, that was fantastic.
Extra point is good. The Falcons lead by 3.
I did not know he had that type of speed. That was elite. Deshaun Jackson, Tyreek Hill type speed, man. He was shot out of a cannon.
75-yard touchdown reception last week for Bird. This one, 47 yards from Mariota. His third touchdown pass today.
Just sat in the zone, and when he turned it up, he turned it up.
There have been points scored on 5 straight possessions, 4 touchdowns and a field goal. In the second half, only 2 punts, 8 possessions, 6 scores for the 2 teams combined.
And I could have sworn I was the one talking about there was good defense being played.
Forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it. There was good defense being played. This has been really good offense from both sides. How about the athleticism shining? That was a treat for Damiere Byrd.
Atlanta led 14-10 at the half. They went ahead by 8. Carolina tied it at 21. Atlanta kicked the field goal. Then the Panthers took the lead with Foreman's 3rd touchdown. And now Damiere Byrd with the explosion into the end zone with first place at stake in the NFC South. Arthur Smith's Falcons now lead by 3. Carolina with 2:14 on the clock and 3 timeouts. Their interim head coach, Steve Wilkes. There's Dante Jackson heading off to the Carolina locker room. So with the Panthers trailing by 3, they start from their 25-yard line. Walker hands it off. It's Foreman.
Watching the clock.
Winds down towards the 2-minute warning.
Panthers still have all 3 timeouts.
2 minutes remaining in Atlanta. State Farm game break coming up. There's Damiere Byrd, who gave the Atlanta Falcons the lead, the former Carolina Panther. 47-yard touchdown reception. Potential bonus coverage coming up. Vikings leading the Cardinals by 8. Carolina Panthers trailing by 3. 2 minutes remaining. From the 26-yard line. Walker sets and then dumps it off, and it's off the hands of Spencer Brown. Clock stops at 1:55. 3rd down and 9. Wow.
Look at that.
Teams have alternated 10 straight scores.
And what we thought would have been a low-scoring game, both these offenses, boy, they came to play in this second half. And what I like what Dean Pease is doing now, he's starting to disguise his coverages. He's going to make it hard for P.J. Walker mentally, forget the physical part, mentally to throw to the right person.
3rd down and 9. Walker in trouble. Down he goes. Back at the 15-yard line, Rashaan Evans with the sack.
Rashaan Evans gets the sack. Spencer Brown messes up completely. That is his guy on the blitz. Rashaan Evans goes inside, and you see Spencer Brown look, says, oh, that was supposed to be my guy. Instead, he tried to hope that P.J. Walker could get him the football quickly. Can't do that, buddy. If you want to play football, you've got to protect. You've got to protect at that running back position. Nice job, Dean Pease, finally mixing it up. They don't get a lot of sacks. When they do, boy, they make them count.
Panthers used the timeout. So the 1:45. It is 4th down and 19.
Yeah, they call that a scan protection. That's where the running back has to scan for the linebackers and for an outside rusher. And he did not scan for Rashaan Evans on that play.
Now a timeout taken by Atlanta.
Timeout, Atlanta. Their first 30-second timeout.
Okay, take a look at the 4th quarter. Talk about alternating scores. Foreman gets that touchdown. Then Foreman gets another touchdown. Using that big body, getting up and down the field for that 2nd touchdown. Then Atlanta says, okay, fine, we'll respond. Mariota to Byrd, little Speedy Gonzalez, who just runs away from everyone. Gone for a touchdown. For the go-ahead score. There he is. They're still talking to him, trying to figure out how do you get so fast?
Now, if the Panthers elected to punt here, they have 2 timeouts. They could potentially, had they stopped the Falcons, gotten the ball back with 45 seconds. But they elect to go for it on 4th and long. Walker sets. Now he throws. More bobbles it. Unable to make the catch. nearly had it.
So close. Now, going back to what you just said, Kenny, if they stop him here and they hold to a field goal, they'll still have an opportunity.
Yes.
So it's not a lost opportunity.
Then they would need a touchdown, not a field goal to tie it.
That's correct.
So a lot that goes into it.
Yes, but that, wow, D. Alford, I think he alternated that ball just enough where DJ Moore, it looked like he was going to, his catch radius was changed a little bit by D. Alford when he put his hand up. But P.J. Walker threw a nice shot, and the frustration coming out for DJ Moore. He usually gets those, man. He usually does.
So now from a Panthers defensive standpoint, if they hold him to a field goal, you would get the ball back.
Correct.
2 timeouts. Nice second effort there by Algier. Marcus Mariota on his 29th birthday. 3 touchdown passes.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota started off a little sluggish, and then he finally got going, got in rhythm. And I love when we spoke with him, he said, the game had to slow down for me again, right? I hadn't been a starter for a while, and it took a couple weeks to finally get the game to slow down. And you see how he gets the ball out quickly, gets it to his playmakers. Kyle Pitts had a great day. Algier had a great day. And then, of course, capped it off with this touchdown to Beard.
Last time he threw 3 in a game, September of 19, with Tennessee here in Atlanta against the Falcons. Panthers use their second timeout. 2nd down and 5. Here's Algier. So now the scenario we discussed.
Well, they got to stop him
use another timeout.
Yeah, and they got to stop him one more time.
Right. Stop him one more time.
Yep.
Hold him to a field goal attempt. And then get the ball back. Final timeout taken by Carolina. Mariota 17 of 22. 227 yards. His season high is 229 against Seattle. 3 touchdowns. A season high. Doing it on his birthday. And the Falcons have a 3-point lead. As you saw a moment ago, there have been 10 scores in the game. Teams have alternated all 10.
If you haven't watched an Atlanta Falcons game, a quarterback throwing for over 200 yards is like 400 for Aaron Rodgers or any of these other quarterbacks.
Right. 3rd down and 5. A first down would end the game, but Algier will not get there. Brown comes up to make the stop. So now,
what do you do, Arthur Smith?
Panthers cannot stop the clock.
That's correct. And he's clearly going to take his time to think about it, as he should.
It's 4th down and 3.
What I'm noticing, though, is that there's been no indication from him or special teams coach to bring out the field goal.
Of course, he can let the clock wind down and then take a timeout if he'd like.
Of course, as he should.
Clock can run all the way down to 39. So Arthur Smith will call timeout.
Right.
And now he will send out the field goal unit. So Atlanta looking to stretch their lead to 6. Carolina would have another opportunity. They add 1 second to the clock. Great job by our entire crew. Road team has won the last 4, all close games. Our producer, Fran Morrison, director, Brian Lilly, associate director, Caden Pfeiffer, broadcast associates, Cody Novak, Jack Ciccato, our technical director, Jared Legrani, technical producer, Nick Marcinkowski, statistician, Eric Merlis, along with Mike Stevepak, crunching the numbers, spotter, Ben Boma, our stage manager in the booth, Karen Blackman. Ben Nelson on graphics. 29-yard attempt from the right hash. Movement prior to the snap. Wow.
Oh, Arthur took that from the college days. So you see the offensive linemen aren't officially set.
False start. Offense number 63. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's 4th down.
So it's against the Falcons, Chris Lindstrom.
Right. It's a slow, abrupt movement that, an abrupt movement that you can't do. And in college, you can get away with that where, offensive linemen are kind of just sitting there in a 2-point stance and you say move, they get down into a 3-point real quickly and draw the defense off sides. You're not allowed to do that in the NFL, but that's why I started laughing. Arthur Smith trying to get a cheap one right there. You know what? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I like it. I like it.
Jared Glanville's old line. So it becomes a 34-yard attempt. And Koo's kick is good.
Okay.
Falcons lead by 6.
Mariota had a tremendous day on his birthday. Beard with the go-ahead touchdown. Looked like he was running a 4.140. No one was going to touch him. A little way to step up for his first reception for the day.
We welcome those of you who have just joined us who have been watching the Cowboys and the Bears. Kenny Albert in Atlanta with Jonathan Vilma and Shannon Spake. A wild second half. It was 14-10 Atlanta at halftime. P.J. Walker's numbers. Mariota, season high. 3 touchdown passes, 1 to Kyle Pitts. Winner of this game will take over first place in the NFC South. Carolina had the lead with 2.5 minutes remaining, but Mariota connected with Damiere Byrd, a 47-yard catch and run to give Atlanta a 3-point lead. Panthers then gave the ball up on downs, an Atlanta field goal, and now with 36 seconds and no timeouts, trailing by 6, P.J. Walker and the Panthers will take over from their 25.
And naturally, for the Falcons defense, you want to defend the sidelines. You don't want to give DJ Moore, Laviska Shenault, Terrace Marshall any opportunity after they catch the football to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
There have been scores on 7 of the 10 possessions in the second half. Falcons lead by 6. P.J. Walker on first down. Walker now throws, and that pass incomplete. Clock stops at 29 seconds.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this is not a part of their offense, but what you usually would like to see is someone run 5 yards to a flat, then someone run like a 10-yard out route, and then have like a 15, 20-yard 7 route, which is a deeper out route. And that's how you can kind of play against one of these defenders. If they're too low, you go high over the top. If they're too high, you at least get that quick 5-yard gain, and then they'll start to add up in chunks. Panthers don't have that offensively. They're looking for DJ Moore or Terrace Marshall to beat man coverage.
P.J. Walker making his 3rd straight start. Beat Tampa Bay last week. This pass is caught out of bounds. Terrace Marshall, first down. Stops the clock with 23 seconds remaining, a gain of 14.
Exactly what I was talking about. D'Onta Foreman goes as a check down. He sits right in front of that linebacker that was out there. Linebacker bites up a little bit. P.J. Walker throws it right over the top to Terrace Marshall.
Panthers need a touchdown, down to 23 seconds from their 38-yard line.
Roll 444. Ready, go.
Walker on first down, moving to his left. And now Walker fires downfield, looking for DJ Moore. In the end zone, makes a diving catch for a Panthers touchdown. Wow! 62 yards. Carolina has tied the game.
Oh my goodness.
There is a flag thrown during the celebration.
I'm still speechless. I just talked about my my stupid rinky-dink throw to the sideline stuff. It was really all about DJ Moore. He just keeps going, and I have no idea why everyone slowed up. They should have never slowed up. Rashaan Evans, he's supposed to be helping play the middle of the field with D. Marlowe, and they both let the best player for the Panthers get behind them for a 62-yard touchdown. Unreal. Unreal.
Flag was thrown during the celebration. Here comes Sean
on the field
Hockley.
is a touchdown. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 2 for removing his helmet. Atlanta has chosen to enforce this 15-yard penalty on the try. Carolina will kick for 1 from the 30-yard line.
So Moore took off his helmet during the celebration, and this extra point attempt will be the equivalent of a 48-yard field goal attempt. The Panthers, with 12 seconds remaining, tie the game at 34, and now it will be up to Eddie Pinheiro from 48 yards out. What a game. But Moore, by removing his helmet during the celebration, forces Carolina back. 48-yard extra point attempt by Pinheiro is no good. So give credit to Moore for making the catch, but you can't do that.
You've got to keep your composure. Let us be the ones that are going crazy, saying what a tremendous play, great catch, etc. You cannot take off your helmet, cost your team, and now it's a tie game instead of the chip shot extra point. You cannot do this.
Right.
You are a veteran. You act like you should have been there, done that before. That's what you should act like, period. And because of that, good snap, good hold, pushed it left.
You can celebrate without removing your helmet, and now DJ Moore will be remembered as much for the penalty as he would have been for the catch.
That's correct. That's right, Kenny. Could have easily,
he knows it.
Of course he knows it. Could have easily taken off your helmet. You just get to the sideline, take off your helmet, celebrate, do whatever you got to do.
So we are tied at 34. Winner of this game will be atop the standings in the NFC South. An incredible 62-yard touchdown pass and reception from P.J. Walker to DJ Moore, but Moore hurts himself and his team during the celebration. You heard Sean Hockley, he says, it's my fault, we'll re-kick.
There's DJ Moore. You almost want to call him the hero, but you can't because he's the reason that they had the 48-yard extra point.
And if you read his lips about 5 seconds ago, he knows.
Yeah. Yeah. And I get it because he's also the one that had the drop on the 4th and 19 prior. He had the frustration then. Almost thought it was redemption. He goes, gets the touchdown. Just got to keep your composure, man. And this is a touchdown. This is DJ Moore, and he's literally just going to go streaking. He doesn't do anything special, like really nothing special. And this is what's crazy to me because Rashaan Evans has played a long time in this league. D. Marlowe has also. I have no idea why you let the best player get behind you and even flirt with something being thrown deep. Like, you don't want to even flirt with that. If that's me, I'm getting all the way back, and I'm making sure that I'm going to field it almost like a outfielder in baseball, right? I'm going to make sure I'm all the way back, so if you throw that bomb, I'm actually coming up on it as opposed to sitting there scrambling and giving up a touchdown.
Here's Mariota with time winding down in regulation. He fires downfield, looking for Damiere Byrd.
Oof.
Falcons wanted a flag.
Well, let's see. Xavier Woods is not playing the ball. Oh, I can see why the fans are annoyed. I can see why Arthur Smith is annoyed. You have to give Bird the opportunity to go get the football. So Bird, if he's going to go get the football and it's on the other side of Woods, look, that's on Woods to figure out how to go play the football. You can't play the man.
Mariota takes a knee. Panthers and Falcons head to overtime in Atlanta.
Just like we drew it up, Kenny.
Yes.
Just like we drew it up. High-scoring affair. Both quarterbacks get hot. Defenses played pretty well and then decided not to show up in the fourth quarter. That's exactly how we drew it up. Missed extra points.
44 points scored in the second half. Coin toss will determine possession. Both teams will have an opportunity to possess the ball unless the initial possession results in a touchdown or a safety. 2 timeouts per team. All replays initiated.
There'll be 10 minutes on the
from
clock.
upstairs.
Fourth quarter timing rules apply. Each team will get 1 possession unless the first team scores a touchdown or there's a defensive score. All reviews will be initiated by the booth, and each team will get 2 timeouts. Carolina, you're still the visitor. You're going to call the toss. That's still a head and still a tails. Still a heads, still tails. What's your call, sir? He's called heads. Heads is the call. It is a tails. You have won the toss you'd like to receive. You want to kick this way. Atlanta will receive on this end.
Different meaning these days, but all within the span of about 10 seconds.
Yes, and it was all the emotion that was pent up from the dropped 4th and 19 prior. He was frustrated then figures out how to get a touchdown, put his team almost ahead, seemingly ahead had he not taken off his helmet.
On the return, it's Williams, and he will be stopped shy of the 15-yard line. So the Falcons with the first opportunity in overtime in a 34-34 game. There's more after scoring on the 62-yard touchdown reception. And again, you have to know not to take your helmet off in that situation.
That's
and
right.
he knows.
He knows now.
Too little, too late.
Exactly. Got to fast forward, move on.
Missed extra point from 48 yards out following the penalty. And now the Falcons start from the 14-yard line. Here's Huntley. Gain of 5 on first down. So more on the Panthers, certainly hoping that the Falcons do not score a touchdown, which would end this game, and then Carolina would have an opportunity.
Yeah, well, Carolina defensively, they need to get back to playing a little closer in their coverage against the wide receivers and Kyle Pitts. They've done a pretty good job defending the run and the zone read, so they have to play closer, and you'll start to see they creep up closer in their defense right now.
Second down and 5, and that pass gets batted back. There were several defenders in the face of Marcus Mariota.
You saw Burns and Lou, these guys, boom, boom, they're going, and they're not going to give them enough time to get that pass off. Shaq Thompson was going to be right there anyway, but that's exactly what was needed for the Panthers defense. Now, if you're the Falcons offense, you got some studs, man. Get the ball to the studs.
Keith Taylor got a piece of it.
Yes.
Third down and 5 for Atlanta.
That's your stud. That's your stud. Pick one.
Zacchaeus in motion, and a timeout taken by Atlanta.
Before the snap, timeout, Atlanta. Their first of 2, 30-second timeout.
44 points in the second half of this game. This is Damiere Byrd, the former Panther. This touchdown and extra point gave Atlanta a 31-28 lead with just over 2 minutes remaining. Then a Falcons field goal. Walker, 62 yards. DJ Moore tied the game at 34, removed his helmet, penalty, missed extra point. And we are now in overtime. Third down and 5. Zacchaeus again goes in motion. As Mariota throws, it's complete. Drake London
bobbled it a little bit, but he ended up gaining possession, had control before he went out of bounds.
A Falcons first down. Again, the winner of this game will take over first place. If it's the Falcons, they would be the only team with 4 wins. If it's the Panthers, they would reside all alone in first due to the tiebreakers.
You see now Steve Wilks talking to Keith Taylor, who was the one guarding Drake London. As I said, they need closer coverage. That's what you're seeing. J.C. Horn gets back in the game because they need tighter coverage on their better players.
From the 26-yard line, it's Algier on first down. Derek Brown wraps him up.
And Brian Burns finishes him off.
First possession of overtime in a 34-34 game. Mariota with 3 touchdown passes on his 29th birthday. On the other side, P.J. Walker with a career-high 317 yards in the air. Falcons can win the game with a touchdown on this possession. Second down and 9.
Bringing in speed for speed. They bring back J.C. Horn. They have Keith Taylor coming in. Demir Bird is in for the Falcons, and Drake London, who just went in motion.
On second down, play action. Mariota going deep, and this pass is picked off. He was looking for Bird. C.J. Henderson with the interception. The return inside the 25-yard line of the Falcons. So now the Panthers will have an opportunity to win this game in overtime.
And it started up front with the hit on Mariota. That's why you saw this dead duck that was thrown out there. Matt Ioannidis does a great job not allowing Marcus Mariota to step into that throw. And because he couldn't step into that throw, C.J. Henderson all over it. Demir Bird tried to stop him from getting the interception, couldn't do it, and sets up the Panthers offense for great field position and a possible chance to win this game.
Second career pick for Henderson. He returned it 53 yards.
And how smart by Henderson. Didn't bite on any move that Demir Bird had thrown his way. He just made sure he stayed on top of him because of that speed, gets the interception.
So now Walker and the Panthers from the Atlanta 20. Foreman, who's had a huge day. Deontay Foreman, who was in training camp with the Falcons last season, was waived, went to Tennessee. If the Panthers score, it will be the 5th straight win for the visiting team in this series. Deontay Foreman with 112 yards on the ground and a career best 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, those have been hard-fought yards. That Falcons front 4, front 7, they were getting after it, and he had a really good game against them.
Second down and 9. Here's Foreman. Foreman to the 15.
Yeah, most importantly, you see 2 hands on the football. He's going to make sure anytime he's around contact, he is not going to give them the opportunity to strip it or cause a fumble.
You had a look at C.J. Henderson, came up with the big interception for interim head coach Steve Wilks. Carolina could have won the game on the extra point attempt. Forced back due to the DJ Moore helmet removal.
Look at that. 4th Panther, 110 plus yards.
And 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns.
So now here comes Pinheiro and the field goal unit. He missed that extra point from 48 yards out. Now we'll have an opportunity to win it with this field goal attempt. Ball spotted at the 15-yard line. So it will be a 33-yard attempt. Mariota can only watch. This is for the win. Atlanta will call timeout to ice Pinheiro.
Timeout, Atlanta. Their second and final timeout of overtime. 30-second timeout.
Falcons had a 14-10 lead at the half. The teams alternated the first 10 scores in this game. Atlanta led by 8 after the 3rd quarter, and then a wild 4th, culminating with that 62-yard P.J. Walker to DJ Moore with 12 seconds remaining. The penalty, the missed extra point, and then Mariota throws the pick to C.J. Henderson in overtime.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder if Arthur Smith would like to have that play called back. I don't know if that was the right time to try to go over the top.
All right, here we go. Pinheiro from 33 for the win. It is no good. Wide to the left.
Pinheiro literally put his hands on his helmet as soon as he kicked the ball because he knew he had shanked that one. Snap good, hold good. Second time pulling it to the left. He did it on the extra point, and now he just did it. You see him screaming and yelling, "We can't help you. That's you." Yeah, it's one of those games, PJ. It's one of those games.
A birthday present for Marcus Mariota. He gets another opportunity.
If there's one thing, this game is definitely memorable for his birthday.
Next score wins as the Falcons keep it on the ground on first down. Out to the 27-yard line. It is Huntley.
Yeah, and I was going to go back to that Arthur Smith thinking he wanted to call something a little more conservative instead of taking that deep shot, getting the interception. I can understand why he wanted to do that, but when you're talking about staying within your offense, you're known for running the football and then getting third and medium, get the first down, as opposed to trying to take a shot. Continue to do that and have success that way.
Mariota on second down. The pass to the outside is caught by Zacchaeus, and he picks up a Falcons first down. You know, we've been talking all day long about the fact that the winner will move into first place. We did not factor in a tie.
No, we didn't.
But that would be...
Yeah, so what happens?
That would be Atlanta.
Okay.
That's 3-4-1.
Got it. I rely on my nerd friend Kenneth Gary for those answers. Thank you, sir.
The Saints won their game, so New Orleans now 3-5. Under 5 minutes remaining in overtime. We've got you covered, Jonathan.
Thank you, sir.
First and 10 for Atlanta. Algier. Ioannidis to tackle. So Carolina had 2 opportunities to win the game. A 48-yard extra point attempt, a 33-yard field goal. They missed both. And Steve Wilkes can only hope that his defense holds once again here. And the Panthers get another opportunity offensively.
It's been very interesting watching the Falcons go from empty back to pistol formation. And as they do that, the corners start adjusting their coverage as well.
Mariota over the middle. Pass is caught. It's Demir Bird. And he's marked out about a yard shy of a first.
And that's exactly where they went to. Kenny, C.J. Henderson, he's going to go on this pressure. And as soon as Mariota sees that, he says, okay, fine. I will go right where you left and get the completion for a first down.
Third down and 1. Algier off the
Mariota's
fake.
off to the races.
Mariota faked it to Algier. And Mariota picks up a first down to the 24-yard line as Mariota gains 29.
Man,
and there's Pinheiro on the Carolina sideline.
This is tough. For people just tuning in, you say, oh, Brian Burns missed the tackles. Avery Woods overran him. These guys have been playing the zone read so well all game long. And Mariota just gives you the meanest juke. Ooh, shook him right out of his cleats for that one.
So now the Falcons in field goal range.
Which frankly means nothing at this point in this game.
First and 10, 24-yard line. The give to Algier. And he loses a yard on first down. As we approach 3 minutes on the clock in overtime. There is Younghoe Koo. Last season, kicked 3 game-winning field goals as time expired for the Falcons.
Yeah, that's Mr. Iceman. Ice in his veins. relishes those moments. We saw him at practice, hat backwards.
Second down and 11.
One pant leg up. I mean, he was just too cool for school. Nothing's going to rattle Younghoe Koo. I'll tell you that right now.
Fans already chanting his name. There's DJ Moore. Tied the game with 12 seconds remaining, and then the penalty for removing his helmet.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Can you blame him now, though? It's hard. It's hard, right? With the kicker that just missed a chip shot. I don't know. It's tough.
Right.
That's tough.
They did have another opportunity in overtime.
Exactly. That's where I'm going.
Without the penalty, the much shorter extra point attempt for Pinheiro. We hit the 2-minute warning in overtime. 3rd down and 9 upcoming for Atlanta. The Henderson pick earlier at OT. Another opportunity for Mariota after this missed 33-yard attempt.
Hi, thanks for helping me out.
Of course. You can easily get helpful customer service over the phone or on the Progressive app. Pretty much anywhere. Even at the library. Or the coffee shop. Get great customer support at the park. Or at this coffee shop.
Why would we go to a different coffee
Mobile
shop?
order for J Money?
Thank you.
So is one of these places going to be my car again, or?
Right. Even at your car.
Come
on, I saw you eyeing these scones earlier. Huh? Huh?
All right.
You get it.
Wherever we come from, we all have one thing in common. We all want the incredible new iPhone 14 Pro. Now at T-Mobile. T-Mobile gives you Apple TV Plus included. So watch your favorite Apple originals on iPhone's most advanced display ever. Get iPhone 14 Pro on us with Apple TV Plus included. Now at T-Mobile.
The 2 missed attempts by Carolina. Eddie Pinheiro, the 48-yard extra point attempt following the penalty. Pinheiro says, my fault, and then a 33-yard field goal attempt in overtime, wide to the left. So now here is Younghoe Koo for the win at the other end.
And for anybody asking, they purposely go for it on 3rd down. In case something happens with the snap, the hold, whatever happens, you're still allowed or afforded another down in case the execution isn't there.
Falcons will set up from 41 yards out. From the right hash. And now we'll see if Carolina calls a timeout. They do.
I don't know. Hard,
Carolina, their
hard
first
to
of
ice
overtime.
the Iceman. I don't know. We'll see.
Younghoe Koo, born in Seoul, South Korea, played his high school football in Ridgewood, New Jersey. A Pro Bowler 2 seasons ago, and he led the NFL in scoring.
We were here for a couple of his game-winning kicks. We called the one in New York, the Giants game.
Last season,
that's correct. There's Mariota on his birthday, thinking about what possibly could be with Younghoe Koo on this 41-yard attempt.
this is for the win on a wild day in Atlanta. From the right hash, 2 minutes remaining in overtime. From 41 yards out, Koo's kick is good.